Just past dawn, air raid sirens shattered Manila's calm, jolting the city awake. News tickers flashed. Breaking, surprise air defense drill underway. Social media erupted as citizens scrambled for answers. Outside, sirens echoed between towers, traffic halted, and police redirected vehicles. Journalists rushed to military bases, tension in the air. Fighter jets roared overhead, a rare, unsettling sight for most Filipinos. Families huddled indoors, glued to news reports, realizing this was more than a drill. At the center was Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro, whose next words would shake the nation. At Camp Aguinaldo, soldiers snapped to attention, faces tense as orders crackled over radios. Officers barked commands, anti-aircraft batteries moved into position. The fear was real. Many wondered if the next siren would mean an actual attack. Reporters clustered at the perimeter, cameras rolling, voices trembling as jets tore overhead. Ordinary citizens watched from outside, shielding their eyes, parents clutching children's hands. Questions buzzed. Would shelters be enough? Could the military protect them? The air was thick with anxiety and doubt. The Philippines was awake. The threat was no longer theoretical. It was here, demanding answers and action. Then came the announcement, one that would change the national conversation overnight. The news echoed across the archipelago, reaching every corner of the country, from bustling city centers to remote villages. Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro stepped up to the podium, his expression grave, but his voice unwavering, determined to deliver a message the nation could not ignore. Cameras flashed, reporters leaned in, and the air was thick with anticipation as everyone waited for his words. Teodoro declared, "The time for hesitation is over. Our air defense must be overhauled immediately. There is no room for delay." He outlined the urgent reasons: new, dangerous threats looming on the horizon, especially from China's increasing presence in the West Philippine Sea. Our skies are vulnerable, he warned, and every day we wait, the risks grow greater. We must act before it's too late. The consequences of inaction could be dire for our sovereignty and security. The old ways, the outdated equipment, simply won't keep us safe anymore. The world has changed, and so must we. Teodoro called for immediate investments in advanced radar, modern missile systems, and rapid response teams, tools essential for a credible defense. He urged Congress to prioritize funding, to put national security at the top of the agenda, above all else. He also called for support for local defense industries, emphasizing the need to build capability at home and create jobs for Filipinos. We cannot rely on luck or hope, he insisted. Our defenses must be real, tangible, and ready. We must build real capability. Now, the safety of our people and the future of our nation depend on it. His words ignited heated debates nationwide, sparking conversations in homes, offices, and public forums. For Teodoro, this was about survival, not politics. The stakes had never been higher. He left the stage with a final warning: complacency is our greatest enemy. We cannot afford to wait any longer. The nation's future depends on the choices we make today. The urgency in his voice was unmistakable, and the message resonated deeply. The message was clear: act now or risk everything. The country listened, the debate had begun, and the clock was ticking. The Philippines sits at the crossroads of the Indo-Pacific, a region growing more dangerous and unpredictable by the day. Its strategic location has always been a blessing and a curse, placing the nation at the heart of rising tensions between global powers. Its islands mark vital shipping lanes and air corridors, choke points for global trade that connect east and west. Every year, trillions of dollars worth of goods pass through these waters, making them essential not just for the Philippines, but for the entire world economy. But this prized location has also made the country a target for those seeking to control these lifelines. The Philippines must constantly defend its borders, watching for threats that could disrupt peace and prosperity. China's growing power looms over the West Philippine Sea, casting a long shadow over the region. Its ambitions are felt in every wave and every horizon. Beijing has built artificial islands and deployed military assets in disputed waters, transforming reefs into fortified outposts. These bases now bristle with radar, missiles, and runways, extending China's reach ever closer to Philippine shores. Its Coast Guard ships frequently patrol near Philippine territory, sometimes blocking Filipino fishermen or supply vessels. These confrontations are tense, and the threat of escalation is always present, putting livelihoods and lives at risk. The message is clear: China wants control of the sea and the air above it. Their presence is a constant reminder of their ambitions, signaling to the world that they intend to dominate this vital region. Every time Chinese jets approach, alarm bells ring in Manila's defense centers. Filipino officers scramble to track their movements, knowing that any miscalculation could spark a crisis. Our sovereignty is tested daily, not just by ships and planes, but by the relentless pressure to yield ground. The courage of our defenders is matched only by the scale of the challenge they face. If the air above the West Philippine Sea is lost, the rest of the nation could follow. Control of the skies means control of the seas, and ultimately, the fate of the Philippines itself. The call for modern air defense is more urgent than ever. To protect our future, we must invest in technology, training, and resolve, ensuring that the Philippines remains free and secure in the face of growing threats. Recent months have seen a spike in alarming incidents. Chinese military aircraft have repeatedly entered the Philippine Air Defense Identification Zone, sometimes flying dangerously close to civilian planes. Each violation sets off a scramble, radars light up, pilots leap into cockpits, and commanders worry. Is this a rehearsal for something bigger? At sea, Chinese warships shadow or block Philippine Navy patrols, sparking tense radio exchanges. Gray zone tactics, laser pointers, buzzing drones add to the pressure. These incidents form a pattern, keeping the defense establishment on edge. For soldiers and sailors, it means constant vigilance. Each new violation exposes the limits of the current system. Without better detection and faster response, the Philippines remains exposed. The drills have revealed a harsh truth. The Philippines' air defense is dangerously outdated. Many radars date back to the Cold War, unable to spot stealth aircraft or low-flying drones. Some airbases lack modern missiles, relying on aging anti-aircraft guns. Communication between military branches is often slow and fragmented. When an unknown plane is detected, it can take precious minutes to respond. Budget constraints have left key gaps. Some islands lack functioning radar or interceptor jets. These blind spots are potential doorways for aggression. Even the best trained soldiers can do little without the right tools. Every gap is a risk. Teodoro's call is about building an integrated defense system to close these gaps for good. The threats facing the Philippines are evolving fast. Gone are the days when only jets and bombers posed a danger. Today, small drones can sneak past old radars carrying surveillance gear, or worse, hypersonic missiles can strike with little warning, overwhelming traditional defenses. Cyber warfare adds another layer of risk. An enemy could blind radars or disrupt communications. Even civilian infrastructure could be targeted. The battlefield has changed, and so must the defender's mindset. Teodoro calls for investments in hardware, software, and training. A modern air defense must be smart as well as strong. Every delay increases the risk that an enemy could exploit these new technologies. Upgrading is about survival in an era of unpredictable threats. What does credible air defense look like? It starts with modern, long-range radars and fast, reliable communication. Interceptor jets must be ready to scramble, backed by ground-based missiles. Integration is key. The Air Force, Navy, and Army must work as one. Information must flow seamlessly from radar operators to pilots to commanders. Civilian agencies need to be in the loop, ready for emergencies. Training is as important as equipment. Soldiers must practice coordination, cyber defense, and working with allies. The goal, a defense that can detect, deter, and defeat any threat. Building this vision won't be easy or cheap, but a credible air defense is a shield for the country's skies and future. The Philippines has long relied on alliances, especially with the United States, for its security needs. This relationship has been a cornerstone of its defense strategy for decades. American patrols and joint exercises send a clear message to the world. Manila is not standing alone in its defense efforts. Defense agreements provide access to crucial bases, cutting-edge technology, and comprehensive training programs. These partnerships can effectively deter potential aggression, but there are inherent limits to what they can achieve. The U.S. cannot guarantee constant protection, leaving gaps in security. Some experts warn that over-reliance on foreign allies could leave the Philippines vulnerable if those allies become distracted by other global issues. Others argue that true security comes from building local strength and resilience. Defense Minister Teodoro welcomes alliances, but insists on the importance of building local capacity and self-sufficiency. Help from international friends is welcome, but the backbone of defense must be Filipino, rooted in national pride. This means investing heavily in local industries, advanced training, and homegrown technology. The answer lies in a balanced partnership, working closely with others, but never forgetting the importance of self-reliance. Balance is the key to maintaining sovereignty and ensuring long-term security. As calls for new defense spending grow, so does the debate. Critics argue every peso spent on missiles is a peso taken from schools or hospitals. Why spend billions on weapons when poverty and hunger remain? Proponents counter that security is the foundation of prosperity. Without safety, investment and development stall. The government must balance urgent defense needs with other priorities. Transparency and accountability are essential. The public must see that defense spending is smart and effective. For the Philippines, the stakes are high. The right balance could mean lasting peace or sudden crisis. Secretary Teodoro's urgency is about more than hardware or budgets. It's about the Philippines' future as a free and independent nation. Air defense is a symbol of sovereignty, a shield against outside pressure. Wise investment can build a defense strong enough to deter aggression. The decisions made today will echo for generations. This is about ensuring Filipino children grow up safe and the country charts its own destiny. The sirens that woke Manila are a call to action, one the nation must answer together.